Hey guys, Cowboy Brett coming to you from the Alfalfa Bale Studio today with another Marriage and Men Mondays message for you. Today we're going to talk about putting your wife where she belongs. Where is her place? Back when I was a kid, you'd hear a lot of guys say that, a woman's place is in the kitchen. Well, that's not the case anymore. And we happened to have an occurrence last week that really kind of re-emphasized that for me. And I wanted to share that with you today. But before I get into that, let me kind of share with you what's going on with the Alfalfa Bale Studio. If you haven't seen my introductory video, you might not know what the Alfalfa Bale Studio is. But when I first came out and recorded my first video, kind of explaining what it is we're going to try and do and everything like that, I was just kind of putting my thoughts together out here in the barn because my wife was wanting me to do this. And I literally strapped my phone to the side of an alfalfa bale. And so that's literally where every one of my recordings has come from, is right on the side of an alfalfa bale. And my wife is not real strong, so it's real kind of tough for her to get up on top of the bale of hay, on top of the stack of hay, and bring down another bale. So she just feeds whatever's closest to her. And unbeknownst to her, she didn't realize that. Let me just show you, right? So here's what's left of our dwindling alfalfa stack. And there used to be a nice recording studio right here that just kind of took up this whole space right here, and it was right there, nice and light like that, and I could set my camera right there and give you guys those good videos. Well, now that studio is gone, so we're working on a new one. So this is where we're at now. This is where the horses got into the barn, got them a little bit of a nibble, and so anyway, that's where we're at with the Alfalfa Bale Studio. So I'm having to re-architect and lean in here, but now I've got a place that I can lean into a little bit and visit with you. So back to what happened last week. We finally got around to renting Yellowstone, and I hadn't seen it, hadn't watched it. I don't do a lot of TV watching. I haven't watched sports in forever. With all the crap that's going on there, that's a whole other story, a whole other topic that I'm not going to get into. But I just don't spend a whole lot of time watching TV. I'm busy practicing or jackpotting or doing stuff around the house and cleaning up tree limbs because we got a lot of trees around here. Good night. And so I'm always doing something constructive. Watching TV, I've learned a long time ago, does not add to my bottom line, and it doesn't help expand my mind, doesn't get me better, doesn't fulfill my finances at all, doesn't fulfill my roping at all, doesn't fulfill my relationship at all. So I quit watching TV about 3 years ago, but I'll watch a show occasionally with Lynn on a rare occasion. So we finally broke down and decided we were going to watch Yellowstone. Bought that last week, first season, I guess. And so we're about 5 or 6 episodes in, and I guess it was episode 2 or 3. I got so tickled. Kevin Costner and his oldest boy ride up on this cow that's having a calf. And my dad was a veterinarian, so I've had my share of calf pulling days and things like that. And they both run out there and jump on this cow out in the middle of the pasture, and Kevin Costner's up on her front leg, which is where I would have been with Dad, and his son's back there pulling the calf, and he's putting sleeves on and everything like that and getting geared up for the calf. And he asks his dad, "Are you ready?" "Yeah, we're ready." So he pulls the calf, and what cracked me up is as soon as he pulled the calf, this dry calf jumps up and runs out of the scene. Mama jumps up and she runs out of the scene, and I lost it. I'm like, that is not even close to how Kevin goes. So anyway, I would have thought they'd have had a little bit better technical advisement on that, but it was enjoyable to watch. So anyway, we were sitting there watching that, and we paused it for a minute for a restroom break or something, go get something to drink. And we come back, and Lynn gets scooted in there on the couch there next to me, and she throws my arm up on the couch, and she squeezes herself right up against my chest and lays her head on my chest and then throws my arm down around her, and she grins, and she wiggles in there real quick like, and she's like, "Oh, this is my favorite place to be. This is where I belong." And that's what got me thinking about, where does your wife belong? Where is she supposed to be? I never want mine to be pulling me and leading me along wherever she thinks we need to go. I don't want to be bullied that way, and frankly, I don't want to turn around and be bullying her and be dominant that way. So I want to do things as a partnership. I don't know how your relationship works. I hope, obviously it's probably worked out for you so far, but if it hasn't, my methodology is I want to be able to have that partnership with my wife. I want us to be able to do things together. I want us to be able to make decisions together, make plans together, and have a mutually beneficial social agenda and entertainment agenda as well. So there are times, though, when you'll find yourself where you're kind of in an impasse and one of you needs to make a decision. Somebody's got to call the shots. And so us being in a Christian marriage and a relationship, that falls on my shoulders. And I don't pull that card very often, only when it has to be done. And she's submissive to that, and we go on down the road. But everything else is done with her by my side and me by hers. And so when we were dating, we were at a friend of ours' house and at a party, and they had a three-legged race. And we hadn't been dating 6 or 7 months, something like that. And we get in this three-legged race, and we naturally take off on the same leg at the same time and just walked right through the race with no problems at all. And that was kind of one of those telltale signs for us, hey, this might be something kind of interesting because we're both thinking alike. And so with her being under my arm like that, that's where I want my wife. I want her right by my side doing stuff with me and not following along behind. I want her hand in hand with me going along. So the cool thing is, some of you might know this, some of you may not, but she has been making noise about wanting to learn how to heel, how to rope. And so in the last couple of weeks, she's actually taken time to be able to come out of the box following live steers, and she's been roping the sled a little bit and roping sawhorses stationary. She's only thrown a rope off of a horse 2 or 3 times, but she's already kind of getting the hang of it and getting the idea behind it anyway. So I'm really, really proud of her for that, really encouraging and everything. But make sure that you're doing stuff together and that you're not trying to put her in her place and it not being where she wants to be and where you need her to be. Okay? I hope that helps. Hope you learn a little something from that. And I really, really, I think if you guys will go together instead of one of you going one direction, one of you going the other, or one of you thinking that the other one's got to be submissive to me or I've got to be submissive to her or whatever the case, I hope you get that worked out, and I hope you're able to make sure that you're working together and that you're side by side. And if you are side by side, I've talked to several guys that's exactly how their marriage works, how their relationships work. And it's really fulfilling to see that in couples. So I hope that works for you guys. Hope you learned a little something from this. We're working on getting more out there on the channel for you and everything. So be sure and like this video if you do. If you don't like it, go ahead and like it anyway. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. We sure do appreciate it. In the meantime, this is Cowboy Brett coming to you with another Marriage and Men Mondays message from the Alfalfa Bale Studio, the newly renovated, soon to be renovated. It's a constant work in progress. Hope you guys enjoy.